Hello there, trick-or-treaters. We're back for week 2. Did you survive last week's terrifying tale? This week we've got something even scarier. Amy from Amy's Autopsy Report has graciously agreed to tell you one of her most terrifying tales. So let's not listen to me yammer on any more than necessary. Amy, take us for a scare. Whew. Amy tells a very scary story. I did not need none of that. Next week, I'm almost afraid to see what we'll have.
Hey guys, welcome to Amy's Autopsy Report. My name's Amy. This video is going to be a collab with Cromwell Witch. She sent me a message and she wanted to invite me to her channel to do a scary, spooky campfire tales, like storytelling video. So we can tell a scary story. And I have got a good one for you guys. I'm going to get right into the story because there's kind of a lot of details and I don't want to make the video like 1,000 years long. So, at this particular time in my life, I was probably, actually I'm not even going to say my age. We'll just pretend that I'm still that age. I was living in a house with 3 roommates. And it was a pretty large house, and we had just moved in a few months prior. When this particular incident had happened, that I'm going to tell you about, weird things had been happening already. We were already like, I was losing things constantly, and then whatever it was I lost would turn up in some completely obvious place, like the middle of my bed or on the middle of the countertop in the kitchen or something like that. And that was happening a lot. We were hearing things. We were hearing footsteps upstairs, and no one was up there. We were hearing noises, people calling our name, things like just a lot of weird things. So, 2 of my 3 roommates had gone home to visit their families, and me and one of my roommates was left there at the house. We did not want to stay there by ourselves because it was scary. So we convinced one of our friends to come over and stay the night with us while our roommates were out of town. So he agreed to come over. He says, you girls are just like full of it. I don't believe any of this stuff that's happening. It's all in your mind. We said, okay, fine. He stays the night. We wake up the next morning and we have breakfast and everything, and we're sitting in the living room, and it's now about 11:30 in the morning. And the way the house looked, I'll kind of try to give you a visual. There was a living room and a doorway that went into a galley kitchen. So the kitchen was like this long-shaped kitchen. I was sitting in a chair that faced into the kitchen, so I could see into the kitchen. My roommate and our friend were sitting on a couch in the living room, so they couldn't see into the kitchen, or they could see into the doorway, but they really couldn't see anything. So while we were sitting there, we're just kind of talking, and, our friend, he's saying, I didn't hear anything, you girls are full of it, and we're like, hey, I'm telling you, stuff has happened in this house. And he's telling us he doesn't believe us. So while we are sitting there having this conversation, on the countertop, which was a ceramic countertop, a glass slid off the counter and broke by itself. No one was even in the kitchen. The windows were not open, so the wind did not blow the glass off the couch. It was a glass that we had done dishes, and the dishes were drying, and there were glasses sitting on the counter. The glass literally slid off the counter. I caught the glass out of the corner of my eye. I could hear it sliding. I couldn't tell what was going on because I wasn't looking in there. It slid off the countertop and broke and shattered on the floor. I saw it. The point in time where I actually looked up and looked into the kitchen, the glass was just falling off the countertop and hit the floor. And I was like, oh my God, you guys. So my roommate and my friend get up, and we all go into the kitchen. My roommate is down on the floor sweeping the glass up into a dustpan. Okay, so now we're in the kitchen. So let's say that the kitchen is the long galley kitchen, right? I am here facing that way in the kitchen. My friend is over here facing me, and my roommate is down on the floor sweeping up glass. And I said, Patrick, I swear to you, that glass slid off the counter and busted. And he's like, well, maybe. And, he's saying the stuff's happening and the windows are probably, and it's wind. And there's nothing even open. And it wasn't windy that day. So we're sitting there and we're standing there. And meanwhile, there's like a dish drying rack on the counter where the glass had slid off. And I'm telling you right now, nobody's going to believe this, but I had witnesses. So my roommate's sweeping up the glass. She didn't see it. She didn't see what happened next. Me and my friend are arguing back and forth about, whether or not the glass slid off by itself or some other sort of phenomena occurred and caused it to fall and, this kind of thing. And while my friend and I were standing there, I can't even, it's hard for me to even vocalize this because you guys are going to think I'm nuts, but I'm telling you, it really happened. So while we're standing there arguing back and forth, a fork came up out of the drying rack, the dish drying rack. It came up out of the drying rack by itself, floated through the air, and dropped on the floor. And I just went like this. and while my face was like this, I had said to my friend, I was like, please, God, tell me you saw the fork. Tell me you saw the fork. And he looks like he's seen a dead person right as it rise out of the ground. And he said, I did. I saw it. And I was like, please tell me you saw it. And we just kept saying that over and over. And my roommate's like, what? What happened? Because she didn't see it because she's on the ground sweeping up the glass. And we told her. And I swear, I literally backed out of the kitchen with my hand still over my face. I just backed out and sat down where I was sitting before. And my friend and my roommate went to the couch where they were sitting, and we just sat there in silence because I said, I swear to you, that fork came out of the drying rack by itself. And my friend had seen it. He saw it with me. And then after that, he said he was never coming back to our house. That is my scary story. That night, I don't even remember what happened that night. I'm guessing we probably made other people come and stay the night with us until our roommates came back. But that was probably the most dramatic of the things that happened in the house. There were tons of other things that happened. Things would come on by themselves. There was a radio we had in the bathroom, and it would randomly, out of nowhere, come on, full blast by itself. Nobody was even in the bathroom, and a lot of stuff like that. But I'm telling you right now, guys, be afraid of your dishes. They can go crazy on you, just like that fork did to us. That's going to do it for my scary story, guys. I hope it gave you chills. It gives me chills when I think about it because I witnessed it. And my friend never came back to my house and hung out with us again.
Whew. Amy tells a very scary story. I did not need none of that. Next week, I'm almost afraid to see what we'll have. Alan from Witching Season Films. Yeah, you know him. You'll love him. The amazing horror creators. Alan is a lover of all things strange and spooky, and that shows in his fantastic work on the Witching Season. So join me next week, same channel, same play, for another tale of terror.